His fiancée smiled as she raised her glass, but something in her eyes didn't match the joy on her face. Just hours earlier, a janitor had pulled him aside and whispered, "Don't drink that, please." At first, he thought it was a misunderstanding until the footage revealed his fiancée tampering with the champagne. Why would she poison the man she agreed to marry? What secret was she hiding behind that perfect smile? This is the chilling unraveling of Janitor warned him about the drink. Then the billionaire uncovered his fiancée's dark secret. If this new story theme has your attention, please click the like button to keep the stories flowing. Michael Harrington wasn't just wealthy, he was revered. A self-made tech billionaire who had risen from coding in his college dorm to building one of the world's most powerful cybersecurity firms. Clean-cut, media-polished, and ruthlessly efficient, he was every investor's dream and every competitor's nightmare. But behind the headlines and IPOs, Michael longed for something quieter, something real. That's where Elise came in. She wasn't part of the tech world. A literature professor with a calm intellect and magnetic grace, she grounded him in ways success never could. After 3 years together, he proposed with a diamond her friends gasped at. She said yes with tears in her eyes. Their engagement party was an elegant affair hosted in Michael's ultra-modern estate. Walls of glass, marble floors, staff dressed in black and white like moving chess pieces. Industry elites floated through the space, sipping cocktails and whispering congratulations. Photographers captured perfect smiles. Michael, ever vigilant, drifted through the hallway near the service area. That's when he saw her, an older janitor, gray-haired, mop in hand, creeping. Their eyes met. She paused. "Sir," she said under her breath, eyes darting to the tray of champagne glasses on the counter. "Don't drink that. Please, just trust me." He blinked. "I'm sorry." But she was already turning away, pushing her cart down the hall. Michael looked back at the tray. Crystal flutes sparkled under the lights, identical in every way. But her voice, the urgency, the fear clung to him like static. He didn't drink. And that choice would expose a secret so dark, so personal, that it would make Michael question everything he thought he knew about the woman he was about to marry. Michael's mind raced. In his world, trust was a fragile currency. A whispered warning from a stranger wasn't something he could afford to ignore. He quietly slipped into the security room. His estate was a fortress. Every corner was recorded, analyzed, and stored. If something had happened, the system would know. He scrubbed through the footage from earlier that afternoon. There, Elise entered the kitchen hallway alone. She looked around, then reached into her handbag and pulled out a small glass vial. She uncorked it, paused, then glanced over her shoulder before tipping a few drops into a single champagne flute. Michael leaned in. What the hell was that? Seconds later, a member of the waitstaff entered and placed the tray on the serving counter ready for the toast. But just before it left the room, the janitor appeared. She walked past the tray, paused, then carefully moved the tainted glass to the end of the tray and adjusted another in its place. It was subtle, intentional. Michael exhaled. He pulled up her personnel file. Her name was Linda. Been on staff for less than a month. Background clean. References strong. Why had she stepped in? Why risk her job? He copied the footage and walked back into the party. Guests were laughing. Elise radiant in her silk gown, surrounded by his board members. She spotted him and raised her glass. He raised him to the untouched flute. They toasted. Later that evening, as the guests thinned, Michael asked Elise to join him in his study. She sat with her legs crossed, sipping slowly. "I reviewed the security footage," he said. She froze. Michael played the clip. "Elise, the vial, the glass." Her expression changed. Her voice dropped. "You weren't supposed to find that." He stared. "What was in it?" "Nothing dangerous," she replied. "Just something to make you a little off, tired." sloppy. It would have raised questions with your board. Michael's jaw clenched. Why? She stood slowly. Because people like you don't deserve all this. My father lost his company. Because of your takeover. He died penniless while you celebrated. I wanted you to feel even a sliver of what he went through. Michael felt the floor tilt beneath him. You lied to me, he whispered. I fell in love with you, Michael. That's what ruined the plan. But then I saw you with that investor's assistant last week, and I remembered what this was really about. And just like that, the illusion shattered. Michael stood still as the weight of her betrayal crushed down on him. You manipulated me, for years, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Elise met his gaze. I tried to stop. I wanted to stop. But justice doesn't wait for your feelings, Michael. Your company wiped out mine. My father couldn't take it. He drank himself into an early grave. He backed away, his fists trembling not in anger, but in disbelief. So you decided to ruin me publicly, just enough to make people question me. Not kill me, just destroy my credibility. I thought that would be enough. Michael stared at her. What if Linda hadn't warned me? Elise looked down. Then I'd live with it, just like you've lived with everything you've taken. He didn't reply, couldn't. She walked out without another word. Michael stood alone in the dimly lit study, his engagement shattered, his future uncertain. It wasn't just betrayal. It was calculated vengeance served with a smile. He owed his clarity, his reputation, maybe even his life to a janitor who dared to act. Dear audience, where are you watching from? Drop your city name in the comments. The next morning, Michael didn't hold a press conference. He didn't issue a press release. He went to find Linda. He found her scrubbing the marble floors in the West Wing. You saved me, he said. Why? She looked up, surprised. Because I've seen what happens when people stay quiet. Linda shared that she once worked at a medical firm where a tainted batch went unreported until someone died. She swore she'd never let silence be her legacy again. Michael offered her a permanent position, not as a janitor, but in internal security. Full salary, full benefits, full respect. I don't need charity, she said. It's not charity. He replied, it's justice. The incident never made the news. Elise disappeared, retreating into a life far from cameras or headlines. Michael quietly dismantled part of his company's acquisition arm, issuing compensation grants to businesses that had been wiped out by his aggressive buyouts. He started a foundation in Linda's name focused on ethical tech and whistleblower protection. But behind every reform, every smile on stage, Michael carried the wound Elise left. A wound made not of poison but of trust shattered, of love used as a weapon. Not every villain wears a mask. Not every hero wears a suit. Sometimes, the one who saves you is the person everyone else overlooks. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and fresh videos.